All right, good afternoon, everyone. Today is November 22nd. You know what's going on. It's SamMeeBee here with Danny Stone. Say hi, Dan. How's it going? Coming at
Hey,
you
thanks for having me, Sammy B. Happy early Thanksgiving.
exactly. Tomorrow's Thanksgiving, so we're making the episode a little early here. I wanted to show off. I mentioned a couple weeks ago I got a new jersey, so I want to show it off. It's the Detroit Gems for the Gem City boys. Got to represent. And
Looking great.
as Danny Stone said here, it's already week 12. I can't believe it's week 12. And we're gonna jump right into it. I won again finally. I'm trying to catch up to Danny Stone with the weekly matchups. And
Well
we're
done.
gonna pull it up here. I went ten and
Congratulations.
four. Danny Stone went 8-6. I had the Chiefs, and I really wish they would have pulled it off because I would have been the first to 100. But as you can see, I'm at 99 overall, and you're at 98 overall. So got you by one game, Danny Stone. What do you think of that?
I think I think good for you. Well done. I mean, I'm disappointed in myself. I went with a hot one with the Raiders. I mean, obviously I thought the Dolphins could win. I just thought maybe the Raiders were riding that hot streak and the Dolphins would come in a little overconfident, but no, the Dolphins won. The Raiders kept it close, if I'm not mistaken, for a lot of the game. The Raiders really do look a lot better after the Josh McDaniels firing, but the results are the results. Miami won. That was probably my
Mhm.
one pretty bad take, and then obviously I had a couple other just wrong takes. But hey, good for you, Sammy B.
Yeah.
But hey, there's a few weeks left. I'm going to keep fighting.
Yeah, we disagreed on 6 picks. I mean, the first one was we're gonna go back through all of them, but the Thursday night Bengals versus Ravens. I think it was definitely the Joe Burrow injury got you on that one. Um, then the Browns Steelers.
Yeah,
Crazy.
that one was disappointing for me. I really thought the Steelers were going to beat that quarterback on the Browns, but the Browns end up getting the win. Credit to the Browns. Good for them here in town at a local place with some friends, and that was a good. Watched about half of it before I went back home to start doing my writing stuff for Turf Show Times. But a lot of fun. It was. I know it was low scoring, but I
Mhm.
actually kind of like games like that sometimes. If they're all high scoring all the time, that kind of. I'm not saying that gets boring, but I like a good field possession type game sometimes.
Yeah, and I think the primetime games have been hitting the under a lot. I was going to take the under Monday night, but I'm like, I don't know. It's two high scoring offenses. I know the weather wasn't great, but yeah, the under cashed easily there too. So our season long prop bet
Yep.
of the under is looking good.
No, I think it was a great bet. I agreed with it then. I probably should have made that bet, to be honest. I would like to. It's just hard to have income. I mean, if everybody forgive me. I know I'm kind of gross today. I'm off of work today, not in a bad way, just enjoying the holiday, the vacation. So thanks for putting up with me in my hoodie that I've been wearing for like the last 3 episodes. But I guess I share that to say it's hard to have expendable income, but I would like to put aside some money, maybe, and the sooner I do this, the better. But maybe make some Super Bowl predictions or Super Bowl bets, something like that. Like I bet Houston's paying pretty well. I don't know that Houston goes to the Super Bowl. That's a little far fetched, but I mean,
Mhm.
you never know. But just like that's an example, I guess, of some teams that I've been kind of thinking about maybe putting a bet on just to see if they can get to a championship game or something like that.
Yeah, I mean, our team, the Rams, might sneak into the playoffs. Think they can make a run for it?
I think that that win over Seattle was huge as far as keeping their chances alive. I don't know respectfully if the Rams are truly a top 8 team in the NFC. I thought they were a top 10 team in the
Mhm.
NFC to start the season. I don't know if that's true, but they can certainly get better. So I think they have a chance. But that would be a fun bet, but I wouldn't say with any certainty the Rams are going to make the playoffs because they still have to play the Niners again. Kyler Murray's back. I'm going to pick the
Mhm.
Rams to beat the Cardinals, which we'll get there, obviously. But I like even the Giants, like with their defense, like that could give Matt Stafford and the Rams a hard time, as crazy as that might sound. So
Dang.
I'm a little skeptical. They still got to play the Ravens.
Yeah.
I'd say they've got some tough sledding, if I'm not mistaken. They can play the Browns.
Yeah, they do. Got an interesting schedule, so. But no, yeah, we'll jump into this week. We got week 12, Thanksgiving. No teams on a bye, so we got a full slate here. As you can see, just saw I have a 1 game lead on Danny Stone overall. So let's see how we differ. I feel like we're gonna agree on a lot of matchups, but who knows? Who knows? So we'll start with this first one, Thanksgiving. Like Green Bay going to Detroit. Danny Stone, who you got on that one?
I asked you who you were picking before we started. Aaron Jones is out for the Packers, but even if he was in, I'm going to take the Detroit Lions. But I will say, I do think Jordan Love is a pretty good quarterback special.
Yeah, all eyes are on
Like
Detroit.
maybe win a playoff game.
That's true. All eyes are on Detroit being Thanksgiving. They want to show out. I kind of feel like it's going to be a run-heavy game. I don't think Goff's going to throw the ball a lot. I say that because I was looking at some of his unders
Sure.
for pass attempts and completions, but they're a little lower than normal already at 32.5. Normally it's 35 for him, so I'm not going to touch that, but just something I was thinking of. Might be – I think it might be a close game. I wouldn't be surprised if the Packers cover the spread, but, yeah, I'm taking the Lions to win this one.
I mean, it's probably the best rushing attack he's had since Todd Gurley. And he thrived with Gurley under McVay's first year and a couple more years than that. But with David Montgomery and Jahmyr Gibbs, yeah, I like that take. They might just run it down Green Bay's throat.
Yeah, I did put a bet already. Is I think Montgomery over 66.5 rushing yards. So I'm feeling there could be a run heavy game. So we'll see. Short week too.
I like that.
Yep. And then we got Commanders. Who I don't know what to make of them. I can't believe they lost Sunday to the Giants going to Dallas.
Terrible.
Like, I think Dallas 11-point favorite. I know Dallas historically with Dak is not good on Thanksgiving. I think it's like I think it was won once or cover the spread once. He's not really good, but I think he'll get it done this Thanksgiving. I'm taking Dallas to win this game and cover.
Yeah, and I don't mean to be disrespectful by calling the Commanders terrible. Maybe I should say that was a terrible loss. That's just a game they really could have won, I think, just because the Giants are depleted. I mean, they're playing their third string quarterback. And for Sam Howell to throw all those picks, and I don't know if it's the offensive line's fault or his fault or the receiver's fault or everybody's fault, play calling, it just didn't look good. So I'm going to take the Dallas Cowboys here, and I don't really expect this to be much of a game, even though it's a division game.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. So the spread's 11. I don't know. I think Dallas can cover that. I don't know what's expecting that game. I think it's on Thanksgiving. They just want to show they're good. Plus, I mean, with how good the Eagles
they're
are.
home, and they've been crushing people at home.
Yeah. And with how good the Eagles are, they got to keep cruising in case if the Eagles slip up, that the Cowboys won't be right there to take that one seed. So
big win for the Eagles on Monday night. That was a big win. The Chiefs are going to be fine.
Oh, yeah. All right, then we got a nice game and Thanksgiving. We got San Francisco going to Seattle. I'll start with this one. I think it'd be funny taking Seattle. I want to cheer for Seattle. I almost took Seattle, but I don't know what's going on with Geno and seeing the line movement. I think it's at 6.5, 7 now. So it's kind of leaning that either Geno's still hurt or he's not 100%. So I'm going to take San Francisco on this game, but I'm cheering for Seattle.
Yeah, I'm rooting for Seattle. I want them to kind of hurt the Niners a little bit, beat them. I mean, but I'm gonna pick the Niners as far as I do think San Francisco wins.
Yeah, and I said originally I had Seattle, but I'm like, all right, let's not get too crazy. I still think I'm crazy for taking Denver a couple Mondays ago, but
that paid off. And you did mention that. I mean, Pete Carroll, like I think I said to you before the show started, they got Zach Charbonnet going, no Kenneth Walker. I mean, Seattle's got some really good pieces. Geno Smith's a little banged up. If Drew Lock plays, I don't think that's going to look good. He didn't really look very good against the Rams when he came in. So yeah, I'm going to take the Niners.
Yeah, the spread's telling me that it's not looking good. Like you mentioned, Kenneth Walker, the running back. So good point, pointing that out, Danny Stone, that the running back's out. So it's a lot of pieces that are missing or banged up. So,
and we'll see. Like I said, maybe Zach Charbonnet can handle the workload. He looked good against the Rams, but to your point, I mean, Kenneth Walker was the starting running back for a reason. So yeah, that's a loss for them, I think.
And then we got the first ever Black Friday game. Miami Dolphins going to the New York Jets.
Yeah.
I know this was supposed to be an Aaron Rodgers game. I thought you were crazy last week taking Vegas, but they kept it close with Miami. I'm taking Miami. I think they're gonna run away with this one. So
no, I appreciate you saying that. It makes me feel better, but obviously the results are the results. I think Miami wins this game as well. I think the Jets have a good defense, but I think they're getting tired. They're getting overexposed behind a really bad offense. And I mean, the Jets, all of a sudden, I don't even know if I don't know if I buy into them for next year. I mean, if Aaron Rodgers wants to come back from Achilles injury and prove me wrong, but I'm kind of worried for them like
Mhm.
a little bit, I guess. Maybe I shouldn't say I'm worried for them because I'm not a Jets fan, but I'm skeptical that Aaron Rodgers comes back and poof, the offense is good. I don't know. And maybe that's a bad take. The offensive line looks troublesome. Nathaniel Hackett, maybe he's good only with Aaron Rodgers, which seems like a problem because I don't know that you can count on Aaron Rodgers to be healthy a whole season coming off of an Achilles injury. So I don't mean to digress. I really, the Jets, I'm really surprised at how poorly they look right now, I guess.
No, it was all good takes because I think someone pointed out before I forgot what I was listening to. They're like, what are the Jets built around? Because they brought in Lazard, they brought in Cobb. So these are older receivers that are made for Rodgers. So
Yeah.
it's like, this offense wasn't made for anyone else. So that's why, I don't know. It was
No.
made for Rodgers and
I mean,
Rodgers
Garrett
only.
Wilson's great. No, I appreciate you saying that, Sammy B. We'll see what happens, though. I don't want to get too ahead of myself. But this next game, did you flip a coin for this one?
Yeah, there's a couple. So I know we agreed so far on all the first 4 games, which if you saw our record on the last screen, when we agree, we have a pretty good winning record. This one, I had one team and then I changed it. I'm going to go with the New England Patriots on this one.
Okay. Drats, I kind of was hoping you were going to take the Giants because I wanted to take the Patriots, but I'm
I
going to take
originally
the
had the
Patriots as
Giants,
well.
but then I remembered Bill Belichick against rookie quarterbacks. Just eats them alive.
Yeah. I'm going to take the Patriots as well.
That's all right. I like it.
Have they said who's starting that game for quarterback?
No idea. I did not see.
Okay. It's either Mac Jones or Bailey Zappi, I think.
One of those two, yeah. Tom Brady should return, right?
I read that maybe he should go to the Browns, which I think, I'm pretty sure he's done, but that cracked me up. But he wouldn't want to come back anyways. The football is mediocre now. It's not good. Like when he played. It's not as good as when Tommy B was out there.
Yeah. I mean, talk about quarterbacks. It's like the Jets. I know Joe Flacco went to the Browns. He used to play for the Jets. I think they should have looked to sign him, but there's a lot of messes everywhere for quarterbacks.
Yeah, I mean, I think that's an interesting take. I mean, we'll see. They said like Joe Flacco's just there to like help the young Cleveland quarterback, but I don't really buy that. Like, I feel like he's there with a chance to play.
Oh yeah. And then we got another young quarterback here. We got Bryce Young going to Will Levis. I think he's still starting for the Titans. I've been picking the Titans last couple weeks. They've been letting me down, so I don't want to pick them. But because I think Carolina's the worst team right now, I think they're 32nd in power rankings and terrible overall. I'm gonna take Tennessee and hopefully finally get a win here.
Yeah, I mean, I'll take Tennessee over the Carolina Panthers. I think the Panthers are bad. Sorry. I'm going to take the Tennessee Titans as well.
That's right. Yes, sometimes I don't have a take on this one. So the next one's interesting. We got Steelers with they fired Matt Canada, as everyone knows at this point. So new play calling will be interesting to see how they go going against Cincinnati, who has their backup quarterback in. What are you feeling for this game here?
So I guess I'll backtrack one quick second.
Yeah.
I do wonder if Doug Peterson's on the hot seat if Carolina keeps going bad. I guess that's the only thing I'll say. But we'll see if he can turn it around. They've got some talent. It just hasn't come together for them for the next game with the backup quarterback for the Bengals. Otherwise, I probably would have taken the Bengals if a healthy Joe Burrow was playing, but he's not. So I'm going to take the Pittsburgh Steelers here for the same reason as last, except Ross was wrong, but that was not fluky. That's not the word I want to use. I just the Steelers could have won that game. They didn't. I do think they'll win this one against the Bengals. And I do wonder if firing the offensive coordinator makes the offense look any better for Pittsburgh because it can't get much worse. I still think it's too early to say what Kenny Pickett is or isn't, other than to say he's not ready to lead the Steelers right now, or the play calling's bad, or the offense around him's bad. But I don't think it's fair to say like Kenny Pickett's a bad quarterback yet. It's a little early, I think, still.
Yeah, I heard somewhere today that the Steelers' offense is built to play in the 90s, so they would have been good in the 90s, which is kind of funny. And I agree with you, and I think we're still agreeing. I'm taking the Steelers as well on this one. I think their defense is so good that's going to be the difference in this game. If you remember preseason, I said take the under, Bengals wins. So this is a game. If the Bengals lose here, we're one step closer to cashing that ticket. So exciting news there.
Yep. No, you're good. I I didn't know Joe Burrow was going to be wounded this way. Hurt to start the season, and
Hmm.
now officially out for the season. So that looks like a pretty good bet, I think, for you, unless Jake Browning can come in and really turn some heads. I wonder if we disagree on the next one. Are you on the CJ Stroud train or no?
I am on the CJ Stroud train. I think this is something's got
Yeah.
some. I think they want to prove a statement. Jacksonville, everyone. I know you mentioned this last
Yeah.
week or the week ago about like everyone assumed Jacksonville was gonna run away with it before Richardson got
Yep.
hurt. That division was tight, but yeah, I am on the CJ Stroud train. I think they want to prove a statement. Actually, I think Houston beat Jacksonville in Jacksonville earlier too. So I'm taking Houston to
Yep.
sweep this year. So,
I'll tell you what. I really like that pick. I am going to pick the Jacksonville Jaguars. I think Trevor Lawrence shows a little something like he did last
mhm.
week. I think Jacksonville wins this game, but both teams can make the play. I think both teams have a better chance to make the playoffs than the Rams do. And that's
Yeah.
not just because of record. I think both teams are better teams than the Rams. And I only say that to backtrack because you were asking if, are the Rams going to make the playoffs? And I know they're in two different conferences, but
Mhm.
like, yeah, I would say both the Texans and Jacksonville Jaguars. And they were saying that on Rich Eisen today too. So I guess it's not like I'm sitting here all on my lonesome. I do usually try to listen to some Rich Eisen stuff, which is fun, and they seem to say that too. That they could see both teams making it. I don't think that's a bad take.
Yeah, I mean, I think if Houston wins, this could be a turning point. Like, hey, this seems for real, and they can win the division.
Yeah,
So I think it's a huge game. It's a statement game. And that's I'm taking
yeah,
CJ Stroud. So I don't think we're gonna disagree on money games. I wonder if this will be the only one. So interesting. This could be the tiebreaker, right?
yeah. I mean, I have CJ Stroud in a dynasty league. I think I've mentioned it, so I'm really excited about that. But I will say I'm curious for when he looks like a real rookie because even last week he threw picks, but they still got the win. So I
Mhm.
feel like he hasn't had that bottoms out game yet where he's just looked. So I'm curious if that happens, or when, if, or whatever. But I'll take the Jaguars. But I actually really like the Texans. They're a fun team. Anyways.
Yeah, I like it. I like it. And then we go to another division matchup here. A lot of division matchups this week. We got the New Orleans Saints going to Atlanta, which I think is still Chris Ritter. Yeah, Ritter playing the quarterback there. Who are you feeling in this game?
Yeah, they're putting Desmond Ritter back out, and I
Desmond
think it's a bad look for Arthur Smith. I think it really kind of shows that he doesn't know what to do at quarterback between both quarterbacks. And there's that expression: if you have two quarterbacks, you have no quarterbacks. And I think that's fair in this case. Like both Heineke didn't really. I wonder if things are different if the defense plays a little better in his first start and they get a win. But I wouldn't say Heineke looked phenomenal by any stretch, even though I like him. And
Mhm.
Desmond Ritter's looked kind of not good. So I'm going to take the Browns here. They have a better defense. The only
Saints. That's
thing
the
that maybe
Saints.
can get going. Uh, is that the Saints? Oh, sorry. Geez, I saw the dog. I thought it was you're right. And then the Browns at the Broncos. My goodness. Thanks for correcting me, Sammy B. Well, I'll still take the Saints over the Falcons, though.
No, it's a good take. I mean, preseason, I was high on the Saints, thinking they were running away with that division, 10 wins. My mood has changed. I'm actually leaning the opposite way, so we disagree again. I'm going to take Atlanta. I think New Orleans is just a little too
Okay.
banged up right now. I don't know what's going on with them. They just can't seem to put it together. I
I
don't know if
think
it's.
big Alvin Kamara game.
You think so? He seems to
I
do good
do.
on
I
holidays.
don't.
Yeah.
Yeah, you might be right about that.
'Cause I think it was a Christmas a year or two ago. He had like 6
Yeah, he
touchdowns.
had the 5 touchdowns.
Yeah, something like that. No, yeah, I'm taking Atlanta. I think it's a home game. For some reason, Ritter has that home magic, and I think New Orleans has too many injuries, and that's sometimes builds up and hurts the team. So
I like that take. I'll let you know if I change my mind or something. But yeah, I'll go with the Saints. I don't think
okay,
Atlanta is very good right now.
love it, love it. All right, and we got a non-division matchup here. We got Tampa Bay Buccaneers going to the Gardner Minshew mustache Indianapolis Colts. What are you feeling for this one?
I got to go with Baker Mayfield. I think Tampa Bay is the best team in the NFC South, and I'm going to take the Tampa Bay Buccaneers to beat the Indianapolis Colts and just get close. Like I expect Tampa Bay to get closer to winning the division each and every week. I think.
Nah, I'm taking Indy here, man. I think Baker's
Oh
wild,
wow.
man. Yeah, I'm taking Indy. So I don't
Baker's
know.
wild. Okay, Minshew mania then.
I'm all about Minshew mania. Yeah, I just think Baker's losing it. So I mean, yeah.
Okay.
And then we'll probably go over this next one pretty quick. It's actually backwards. The Rams are in Arizona. I have that backwards, but you already said it earlier. You're
Okay,
taking
that's
the
all right.
Rams. I'm definitely feeling good about
Yeah.
the Rams. Give me the Rams in this one over the Cardinals.
Yeah. Kyler Murray, though, could be tricky.
Yeah, Kyler Murray's been looking pretty good.
Could be.
As a fan, I've been watching the Rams, and they are not looking good against quarterbacks that scramble. They just give up the run, and it's just like, come on, man, where's the defense?
Mm-hmm. Right. Yeah, that's fair. I mean, young players, it's tough. I would guess it's tough, but yep, we'll pick the Rams, and Kyron Williams should be back, so we'll see what
Mm-hmm.
happens.
Good point. That's the running
Wonder
back
if
for the
Cooper Kupp
Rams. I'm sorry.
plays.
Yeah, and that guy that Danny Stone mentioned, that's the running back, so it's good to have your pieces coming back too. And I think Matthew Stafford's best game this year was against Arizona, but I don't think Cup was there for that game. So,
I think you're right.
all right, now we do have the
That was
Cleveland Browns.
Williams' big game too.
We have the Cleveland Browns now going to Denver Broncos, who've been turning it up. I think they were 1-5, won 4 straight, now they're 5-5. Are you still thinking the Denver is a bad team, or what are you feeling for this game here?
No, I mean, they're on a 4-game win streak. I guess I got to give credit where credit's due. I don't think they're, I mean, I still don't know they're a playoff team. But I'm going to pick them to beat the Browns.
Yeah, I'm taking
Courtland
Denver
Sutton
too.
looks great.
Yeah, I think it's looking pretty good. I think they're finally clicking. So I think Jerry Judy can go off in this game. I mean, I'm expecting this actually may be a low scoring game. Browns have a good defense. I don't know what to expect with the Browns quarterback. So this could be a low scoring game. I'd be looking at taking the under in this one.
Sure.
Same thing with the Steelers game
dig it.
earlier too. If I had to mention that, probably be low scoring, like last week.
Yeah, I think that's.
All right, then we got the Kansas City
City.
Chiefs. Definitely my favorite icons this week going to Vegas. I think these two teams play each other tough. I thought it'd be fun to take Vegas, but I think that Aiden O'Connell, I'm not believing in him right now. So I'm taking Kansas City. They definitely need a redemption win after that ugly loss. It was on them. They're the reason why they lost because of themselves on Monday night.
I am going to take the Chiefs as well. Yep.
And then this next one, I
Raiders
thought
are
nice
going through a losing skid, I guess.
because I think Travis Kelce said that too. He said, he didn't. It's not that he didn't give Eagles credit for the win. He just blamed the Chiefs for losing themselves because of penalties and all the drops.
Sure.
So ugly.
Sure.
This should be a
I mean,
fun one here. I almost wanted to go to this game because I'm in that area, but unfortunately, the tickets are outrageous. We got Buffalo going to Philadelphia, two pretty good teams. Who are you feeling for this game?
I'm going to take the Eagles. I mean, they might be the best team in football, which is funny because they don't look as dominant as they did last year, but they still might be the best team in football. So I'm going to go with the Eagles.
Yeah, I agree with that. I think Bills have just lost a step. Maybe it's a Madden curse. I mean, I know Allen's not hurt right now, but he's not performing up to his standard. So I'm taking Philadelphia as well in this game.
He's probably more hurt than we know.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think that's a hot take I don't think that's unbelievable.
Yeah. And then we got the Sunday night. We got Baltimore Ravens going to Los Angeles Chargers. What are you feeling on this one here, Danny Stone?
I'm going to take the Ravens. I mean, I don't know if you saw Brandon Staley get upset with the media guy, but it's a bad look, and I like Brandon Staley. It's kind of sad, but it's a bad look. They look like a bad team, and I think it is. I think you absolutely. I know he got fired up. He's like, you don't question me. Like, I'm calling the defense. I think when you lose the games that they're losing with the players that they have, you do have to call the coaching into question. And Quincy Johnson gets those drops, but that coaching staff, that administration is the ones that drafted him, and they're the ones coaching him. And obviously at a certain point, the player needs to make a play, like Austin Eckler did fumble in the red zone for the Chargers. So there are blunders, the Chargers charger themselves, but at a certain point it is coaching. And I guess where I'm going with all that is the Chargers have so much talent and yet they're a bad football team right now, and I think that's bizarre. And I'm going to take the Ravens.
Yeah, and I think Baltimore's been looking pretty hot. They'll be a strong team. Anyone that's fallen the standings, I think it's a tie for number one seed. I think all the teams have 3 losses, so Baltimore's trying to
Something like
fight for
that.
that one seed. So I'm getting Baltimore here.
Yep.
I'm not sure the spread is, but I'm taking it. So. And last we finished off with
Yep.
a division game. We got the Bears, who've been actually pretty good last week with Justin Fields' return, going to the Pastronaut,
Yep.
Josh Dobbs in Minnesota. I think Fields is looking pretty good, but overall, I think the Bears are not there yet. I'm taking Minnesota to win this game.
It's a game that Minnesota could have won. I mean, if you consider how well Josh Dobbs has been playing, he's allowed to make some mistakes. Like, I still think he's playing good football. Tanner Madison, he's a good backup running back. I just don't think he's a great feature back. And if they could get a real running game, like maybe if they could have traded for Derrick Henry, I don't know. But yeah, I'm going to pick the Vikings as well.
All right, I love it. So those were our Week 12 picks from Danny Stone and myself, SamMeeBee. We disagree on 4 picks. You got Jacksonville, I got Houston. You got New Orleans, I got Atlanta. You got Tampa, I got Indy, and then last one was. No, never mind. I guess it's just those 3. I thought we agreed to disagree on 4. But yeah, full slate, 16 games.
We did
agree on 13 of them.
We both did take the Patriots, didn't we?
Yeah, we did both to the Patriots. So yeah.
Okay, then no, that sounds great. I know we're keeping. I mean, today's episode's probably normal length, but maybe a little shorter. I know that I'm going to go work on some articles for Turf Show Times, and then probably maybe see some friends tonight for the holiday, and then tomorrow hopefully see some family for Thanksgiving, and maybe Friday. I know we talked. I don't know if we'll actually follow through, but maybe Friday you and I will do a little recording during Friday game if we're both available. We'll kind of see how that works out. But this is a lot of fun. I know that I've enjoyed it, and I just really appreciate all the work that you've been doing as far as putting these together and streaming. And it's just been a lot of fun. I'm looking forward to continuing this with you.
Awesome. Well, thanks for that. And I think it comes from both of us. Happy Thanksgiving, everyone. I know it's a day early, and safe shopping on Black Friday, and hope you guys have a good day.
Yeah.
One love.
One love.